Truth app. Coming with straight truth.
Corey, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you when I first started hearing your voice. And what you're doing, in the words of T-Pain and Gorilla, I love it.
Thank you, brother. Bless.
Hey, I'm down with you, man. I missed your last gathering, but the next one I'm going to be there, and I'm going to make sure I introduce myself because, hey, you're God in all circumstances.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Never miss a moment of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Violence is a tool. Violence is a tool of oppression. It's a tool of subjugation. It's a tool of manifest destiny. Let's not say all of a sudden, oh, hip-hop music is why people are...
One time.
Good morning, Milwaukee. Okay. It's Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth, live from the American Family Insurance Studio. You know, Bailey Coleman and my homie, Coleman Ellzey. Damien, you could have corrected me yesterday.
What I did?
I did not realize that you told me after we got off the air yesterday that I'm actually on the air, that I was on the air today, but I didn't see the schedule change. I hadn't seen.
You know I got your back.
And he was like,
I was like, I think you I wasn't gonna do it on the air.
You could have done that on air.
Tomorrow, later. But, I let it ride. You
my guy, would have been like, really?
I was raised in a household. You don't air family business out in the public, so that was family business.
Well,
they didn't need to know that. They didn't even know. Nobody probably even remembered until you said it today.
No, somebody, yeah, because inevitably somebody inboxes me during the day and says, "Well, I thought you weren't going to be on this morning. What happened?" You know. If nobody else, my family would do that.
So really, that's who you're talking about?
No, just in general. Just in general, though. You know, they love to be able to tune in, and they're in a whole different state and check us out. And they do. Shout out to the fam, you know.
Shout out to the fam.
Yeah.
In Seattle, right?
In Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's C-Town.
In C-Town?
Yeah.
Hey, in Seattle, are they Seattle? How far is Seattle from Portland?
Right there. They're right there.
They're right there. So are they involved in the protests going on out there?
You know what? I have some, nieces and nephews that are involved in the protesting.
Because, they're trying to make Portland seem like it's just crazy.
Yeah, no, they're not involved in the Portland ones, though.
Oh, they're not involved.
They just doing the one. Seattle had a massive No Kings protest, too. And, me and my brother, shout out to Mario, were discussing how, he actually got us involved in politics.
Okay.
Through his experiences and stuff, and he actually got the rest of the family kind of interested and involved when we were we were all young, right? Okay. And so we were laughing, talking about how we have nieces and nephews that are out there, and they're part of the protesting now, and they're part of the doing of the things and all that. And he was like, "So did you go to your No Kings protest?" And I was like, "You know what? I was there in spirit." Now, I'm going to tell you that in Seattle, and I want to say in San Diego, I was definitely, when I lived in those areas, I grew born and raised in Seattle, definitely did marches and protests and stuff there in Seattle when things were happening locally there. Okay. And that a lot of my involvement was through the different radio stations that I had worked at.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah.
I was my backstory in this. I was raised in a household of, Black power.
Yeah.
I've told the story about how my daddy used to paint Santa Claus black and do all of that stuff.
Your dad used to paint Santa Claus?
We couldn't wear no clothes with white people on them. All that type of stuff, right? And so that's how I was raised. And my whole family was that way. My aunt, this is before, the FBI came to the door looking for her and stuff like that. So this is what, my family does.
Right.
And then as I grew up and married into a political family and stuff like that, it was just amplified. So my whole family is that way. My kids have led marches doing the George Floyd stuff, like big marches and stuff.
Wow.
And so it's just what we do.
I have my siblings, my older siblings, some of them were supposedly Black Panthers. They would never never admit to it now. They never committed to it. It was one of the two of my older brothers, right?
That would be a badge of honor for us.
Yeah, well, it was one of the two of my older brothers, and in subsequent years we tried to talk about it. Both of them have passed.
Okay.
May they rest in peace. Both of them have passed. But we jokingly talked about it, and the other one was just saying that the other one was they used to wear the outfits and stuff. Mm-hmm. But my older brother said that my middle brother was the one that was actually involved with the organization, but he just wore the berets and all that because he liked them because he thought they looked cool.
Right.
So nobody ever committed to actually being a part of that. But in that era, that was their, was their deal.
So we both come from families where protest and
oh yeah, my
civil disobedience, it comes from the heart of it. Do you think?
My parents were down south during the civil rights movement and all the things. So
so they definitely. Do it. So as both of us can attest to Black people's involvement with civil disobedience, protest rallies.
Yeah.
But when you look at the No Kings protest, like you said, they asked you about the No Kings protest, and you was like, I was there in spirit.
Yeah, I was. You know what? Again, I keep telling folks I'm part of the 97%, and I was upset. I've been upset. And if y'all don't know what the 97% is, the 97% of Black women in this country that voted for Kamala Harris. Mm-hmm. And, we was of the mindset, okay, we tried to tell y'all, but wasn't nobody listening.
So do you think that's why, like, when you look at the pictures from the No Kings protest,
Black people been busy. Let's be real. Look, Black people, we been busy, Dame.
When you look at the pictures,
we've been learning line dancing. We've been out here barbecuing. It's been summertime. We've been busy.
Is that why?
We've had things going on. Have we not had things? We have had things going on.
Is that why you think that when you look at those pictures, there's not a lot of...
This whole boots on the ground thing is taking over.
It's taking over us, right? So your reasoning for why Black people weren't at the No Kings protest, none of that stuff, is because of, they busy. Is they've done their part.
I think that I'm gonna be honest and say that I think and Truth Nation, if you agree or disagree with me, 833-212-1017, our Truth Talk and Text line. We want to hear from you especially on this, because for me, I feel like there's just a level of burnout, Dame. I think that there's a level of burnout that's been going on, and that's why everybody's been kind of like, because, it's not like we weren't there. We had sprinkles of people there. There were people out there representing. They've got their eye on the situation. They're trying to make sure that we don't need to do, is we good here at this point, or what we, they're going to let us know. But I feel like there's a level of burnout with this whole deal.
Okay.
Because over the years, we've been the lead for, when something is going on in the country, right? Mm-hmm. And right now, what seems to be happening is that, what has happened is nobody was listening to us, right? And all the civil rights stuff and all that we had made gains on, and our ancestors had made gains on over the years in this country, are being stamped on, Right. They're being torn apart.
Like literally nobody was listening to Kamala when she said, this is what's going to And as a black woman, you take that as Kamala was speaking for us.
Exactly.
She was speaking for what we knew and we were telling you. And in her telling you, not voting for her, you rebuked her. So now I'm sitting this out.
And now everybody's going through all this stuff, and it has yet to really hit, right? We've seen some stuff that has, messed with us, and we said, oh, that's terrible, and he's doing this. But the real stuff ain't even hit yet. That's what I'm telling y'all. Y'all think I'm joking and stuff.
So do you think it's okay for black people to sit this one out?
Here's what I feel. I understand why there's been a lot of sitting out, because it has not been 100%, right? But I understand why a lot of people have sat this out, because they're like, well, it's kind of that situation. You messed up if you do, and you messed up if you don't. So, what? And I'm sure, I know there's some organizing and things going on like that. And I know that when it directly hits us, our people will be the first ones out there. But it ain't directly hit yet. And that's the part that's messed up, right? But the thing about it is, you messed up if you do, and you messed up if you don't, right? You D if you do, and you D if you don't. So
black people, so your stance is, and I'm just clarifying your stance. Bailey Coleman.
There's no clarification. I'm saying I understand why ain't nobody been out there protesting in the numbers that we could have done. Right. I understand that. Because people still mad.
And the reasoning being the people are still mad.
They're still mad.
Black people are still mad.
And they're tired.
Okay.
And they're tired. Let's be real about it. We tired. We've been at the forefront of all of this crap for years and years. Didn't nobody want to listen. We was trying to tell you. Y'all didn't want to get up. Y'all didn't want. Well, I got to go to break. Wait a minute. I'm on my platform. I'm talking. I'm preaching right now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with y'all this morning. But for real, though, I really believe in my heart of hearts that people are tired. That's a good reason. And they're, it's like enough is enough. And they'll be there when they need to be there. But they haven't felt so far that they needed to be there. We'll talk more when we come back from the break. You want to get in on the conversation? 833-212-1017. It's Truth in the Morning with Bailey Coleman, Dame Ellzey on 101.7 The Truth.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
It's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
Are you ready to live your most radiant life? Join AARP's Luminous Life, a celebration of wellness, empowerment, and community for African American women ages 45 to 65. Discover expert tips on healthcare, hair care, and wealth building, all in one uplifting experience. Visit aarp.org/Milwaukee to register for the October 25th event in Milwaukee and shine from the inside out. Luminous Life, because every woman deserves to glow. Visit aarp.org/Milwaukee for more information today and to register today. That's aarp.org/Milwaukee.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but the way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for more than 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
101.7 The Truth. I'm good. Okay, I was just trying to check and see. You know how these things go.
Yeah, you.
101. I put on my headphones today.
Yeah.
We have studio headphones, and I was like, I haven't used my headphones in a long time. Let me see what this sounds like. So it sounds real good. Okay, so anyways, thank you, sir. You're checking out Truth in the Morning. Bailey Coleman, Dame Ellzey. And look, if you want to get in on this conversation, our True Talking text line is 833-212-1017. Want to remind you that you can watch us live. We're streaming. You can watch us live on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. Also on Facebook. Also streaming live on what else? X?
X. All that.
All that. So catch up with us. Make your comments, especially in the YouTube chat box. We want to check that out.
Yeah.
And make sure you subscribe, hit that like notification bell so you never miss a minute of a live show.
Now, Bailey, you were saying the reasons why black people have not been as involved in this.
There was a little tongue-in-cheek going on with that. But the reality is, and this is what I'm serious about, I really feel like, because I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of us making gains and then, it falling off, right?
Right.
And our ancestors worked hard for all of us. We are our ancestors' dreams, right?
Absolutely.
We're their wildest dreams. And so for us to get to these points, we had a black president.
Mm-hmm.
That was never even like something that they felt was realistic ever in America. There are so many things. And for them, and when I say that, the American bureaucracy to cut some of these programs and some of this funding off and all of the things at this point, it's just horrendous.
And see, my counter to that is the exact reasons why you are saying that people should be tired and you understand why they aren't going to the protest is the reason why they should. Because of the facts that we have put in so much work. It's like you build a sandcastle, right?
Yeah.
And you build it up.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the civil rights and the things that black people have done for this country as almost like a sandcastle.
Yeah.
You build a sandcastle, you build it up, and then but you get to the point where you have to finish it off.
Right.
And you stop and go.
By the way, let me be clear before everybody start calling in. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be there.
Oh no, you're just saying you understand.
I understand.
Chris Rock has a line where he says, I don't agree with what he did,
but I understand.
So you will understand. And so in understanding that, let's look at it as civil rights is the sandcastle. You're building it up, but then you almost get to the top.
Yes.
You go take a lunch break.
Yeah.
And then you come back, and the tide done come in and washed your whole sandcastle away.
Man.
And all you wanted to do was take a break.
Yep.
I think as black people, we can't afford to take a break. We can't afford to. Now, I understand why we feel like we should take this break.
Right.
Because they let us down. These white folks let us down. We've been having everybody's back for so long.
Everybody's
that they
back.
let us down.
Women.
That they let us down during Kamala's election.
Yes.
And so they let us down. And so now we take a break.
Okay.
But we can't, because when we take that break, that sandcastle that we built, everything that we built is being washed away with the tide. And that's exactly what's happening now while we're taking a break. Because if you look at the No Kings protest, there was a spattering of black people there, right?
Yeah. Well,
but it was nothing compared to it was nothing compared to George Floyd. When Black Lives Matter, and that was led by us. We were in the streets in droves. It was nothing. And
that's true.
I'm saying right now, we may need to have that type of involvement, because if we sit this out as it pertains to the brown people that are neighbors, then people say, oh, that's not our fight.
Yeah.
They go after them. And then it pertains to anything else. Oh, that's not our fight right now, but it's our fight. Look at what's happening in Chicago. Look what's happening in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
With a lot of things that's going on here in Wisconsin. Look what's happening, right?
Right.
And so if you take it as this is still our fight, And if you know history, if you go to Germany and you go to any authoritarian takeover that's happened, they pick them off. It's like Duck Hunt, the game Duck Hunt. When you used to get the Nintendo, you would get Duck Hunt and you would get Mario Brothers all in one. And so some people just played Mario Brothers. Other people played Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
I played Duck Hunt. And it's like in Duck Hunt, you picking them off.
You picking them off?
Pow. And then the other 4 keep moving. Pick out one of them. Pow. Now, what if the ducks decide, you know what? Let's all duck at the same time, and he can't hit nobody. That's working together. But if we stand and say, oh, he's not going to come for us.
Okay.
And in that case, Trump is holding the pistol.
Okay.
They're not going to come for us. They're coming for us.
They're coming for us?
And unless we determine that we're going to get involved, we're going to fall victim to the same things that we're going to lose everything we've gained. And that's what's happening. Right now, the Supreme Court is considering parts of the Voting Rights Act.
Okay.
Something that we thought would be untouchable when Lyndon Baines Johnson and them passed all of this stuff. We thought it would be untouchable. It is about to get touched, y'all.
Yeah.
So get involved right now. But I understand, as Bailey's saying,
they tied. They
tied. We tied.
Okay, let's go.
Reason.
Let's go to True Talk and Text line. Shay from Milwaukee is there. Shay, good morning. You're on with Bailey and Damian Ellzey on 101.7 The Truth. Truth in the morning.
Good morning. I was just commenting on the protest saying that, it's not that people are not really participating, black people, I should say, because we sitting in the back, we watching, okay? We just ain't jumping out there. But we watching what is going on. We just figure like a lot of the people that I talk to, like my neighbors and my friends, we figure like this. We wanted to let those people get a chance to see how we felt for all of these years. You know what I'm saying? Fighting and trying to help out, and we get the end of the stick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We get killed, we get hung, we get this, we get that. Okay, yeah, he messing with all of these food share and housing and all of these things, but I take it like this. Hey, we've been through the struggle.
Yeah.
This not a first time for us.
Yeah.
We done been down this road. So the things that he doing, we're not worried about it because we organizing for ourselves, and we're going to go back to community and say, hey, girl, I need these beans.
Yeah.
You want these hot dogs? We're going to feed these kids.
Yeah.
We're not waiting for them no more. We tired of fighting and getting the end of the stick.
Yep. Shay, thank you so much.
Hold on. Is she still there?
Shay, you still there?
I'm still
hey, let me
there.
ask you this. So your opinion is, and I'm not disagreeing with your opinion. I just want to ask you because you seem passionate about it and you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So your opinion is that we have done so much that it's their turn to feel what we have felt, and in them feeling what we have felt, then maybe we can be on a level playing field and they can understand what we've gone through throughout the history of this country.
Exactly. Because, like I said, before when all of this presidential race was running, and I kind of felt like it kind of, messed up that they got Joe Biden out there almost at the end and put Coleman in there and made her have to fight for 3 whole months trying to, get stuff together so that she could win, knowing, okay, that they didn't give her enough time.
Yeah.
Okay, then they put this man in here, and they already know that he been in here before, and he just sat up here and took us back, trying to take us back then.
Yeah.
He didn't want to give us no situation to or no solution to the COVID. He telling us to inject bleach into our bodies.
Yep.
He was doing all type of stuff, and I can't understand how you sit up here and let 8 years go back and be like, oh, I forgive him. Let's give him another try. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Preach, girl.
Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't wait to get on here to talk to y'all about it because it irritates my soul because I have black boys, that I'm growing up, and I have a black daughter, and, they come out here into the world, and they have to see all of these things. And when they come back home, I say, look, this is what we've been dealing with for years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's just not been out in the front like it is now, and it became that way when that man came down the elevator.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
When he first came down, he brought all the racism and all the craziness out with him.
You're absolutely right.
Yep.
Thank you, Shay.
Thank you, Shay.
And she's right.
She right.
And
I agree with that part too.
Her kids, and I think a little bit it might be like you're saying. Our generation may be exhausted and tired, but I think that generation hasn't they've been protected. They've had Obama, like all the good stuff that you said.
All they know, when you think about it, our kids, all they've known is as President Obama.
Yeah.
As that's been the major part. He did 2 terms. So in their formative years, he was their president. When they started paying it, and then they had Joe for a little bit. They remember Trump in office his first round. But then they had Joe Biden. Yeah. So they was like, okay, we back, we good. But their main
my
president
oldest was born in 98. And so not Trump, but Obama's elected 2008.
Yep.
So
those are her years of awareness. Yeah.
So she turns 18 at the end of his.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
her awareness is, okay, we've got Obama.
Yeah.
We've turned the corner.
Yes.
And in their minds, so that generation.
Yes.
I don't know which generation that is. That's Generation X or whatever it is. They turned the corner.
Yeah, it is.
And in turning the corner, they believe this is new to them.
Yes.
Because they haven't had to experience. So they've heard us talk. They've heard us talk. They've heard us speak about it.
Yeah.
But all of this is new. And then you get hit with George Floyd. You get hit with COVID. Yeah. And you get hit with all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And so.
And these are their years.
These are their formative years, like you said. So it's new to them. And so maybe it happened so much during through 2019 through 2022.
Yeah.
That you had COVID, you had George Floyd, you had all of this stuff going on.
Yeah.
That generation might be exhausted too.
Yeah.
So as in most cases throughout our history, when the older generation gets to that point where they may be exhausted, you get the young radicals that come up.
Yeah.
But our young radicals may even be exhausted as well.
Yeah.
So you got a whole population of people that may be exhausted. And I'm telling y'all, go drink some Red Bull, go do something.
We got to fight on.
Get your energy back up.
We got to fight on.
Because if you don't, they're going to walk all over us.
Yes.
And we think they're not going to come for us.
Yeah.
But they're going to come for us.
We got to move through it and be prepared for it. All right. When we come back, we've got more of your comments and calls from the True Talk and text line, 833-212-1017. It's Truth in the Morning with Damian Ellzey, Bailey Coleman on 101.7 The Truth.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
The 24th annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 28th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Baird Center. Green Bay Packers all-time leading receiver and Super Bowl champion Donald Driver will be the featured guest and keynote speaker. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp's STEAM-based education program to thousands of K-3 through 5th grade students and educators across Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
So you telling me that you can make lobster tail and crab legs? It will still taste like a lobster tail and crab legs, but they vegan?
Let me tell you, and my customers can testify to this. I can make vegan chitlins.
Now, come on.
No.
I don't know what chitlins taste like because it's been about 40 years since I had them.
I love them.
But you can do that.
My best customers for my vegan chitlins are those people who still eat meat.
Download the new 101.7 The Truth app now. Milwaukee Black Talk. 101.7 The Truth. Come in with straight truth.
Even the police department arguing over their little 12% that they want, and it's a shortage. Okay, I think at some point the people got to start using common sense. It ain't nothing personal. It's something that's community. That's it. And a lot of people try to deflect and make it personal. That's how you know they ain't doing nothing, because they try to make it personal. But really, it's about the conditions of the neighborhood, the conditions of the residents, the safety quality, the public safety ideas. Are we getting that? Are we using the taxpayers' dollars the best way we can to make a difference, to become a resource for everybody in the family to thrive? Is that happening? Yes or no? And if it's not, then you switch the coach. You get a different philosophy on the people. That's it. When times are tough, you need people to roll up their sleeves and get to work. When everything is working well, you sit back and you let it coast. You can't coast and things are bad.
Tune in to all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows all day, every day by downloading the Truth app.
Milwaukee Black Talk.
I'm going
to say something. I'm a conservative, as you know. I might not agree with you all the time, but even when I don't agree with you, you crack me up. And the other guy, he just pretend conservative all day. And you do make me think. But when you do better than anyone, you think on your feet.
Now that was a compliment coming from somebody who is as Trump-loving as he is, that can appreciate what we do here.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Eastbound 94, watch for backups now from 84th Street all the way through the stadium. The westbound side slowing down from just before 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43 backing up from before Good Hope Road all the way down to about Bender Road. Beyond that, you're good to go through the Marquette. Same thing for the northbound side there. Southbound on 41, heavy from the county line to Good Hope Road, and then just before Silver Spring starts to slow down, heading all the way down towards Capitol. Northbound's backed up from Mayfair up to Capitol Drive as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, early sunshine, becoming cloudy and windy, chance for afternoon showers, a high of 53. Tonight, showers likely, cloudy and windy with a low of 42. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
The Truth, bringing you Truth in the Morning live from the American Family Insurance Studio. Bailey Coleman, Dame Ellzey.
Yes, ma'am.
We've been talking about the protesting and the most recent No Kings protest. Not huge participation from the African American community. That's what we've been discussing and why that is. Let's go to the True Talk and text line. Eastside Corey is on.
Oh.
How you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Miss Bailey. Hey, Sunshine. Hello, Mr. Man. How y'all doing?
We're
I'm all right, brother. How you doing?
I'm going to try my best not to cuss, y'all.
Oh,
but I had my breaking point yesterday.
Ooh.
I had my breaking point.
Okay.
When I saw that video y'all was talking about, with Donald, that cartoon or CG, that AI, Donald Trump is the joke with a crown on his head in an airplane with him dumping doo-doo.
Yeah.
That broke me. That broke me, y'all. I was like, that isn't even funny. That's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
That's the most vile, and he did not disapprove of it. It's like, hey, stupid.
Right.
Stop acting stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's gone too far. That's too far.
And just think, that's our president that's doing that.
Right.
That's our president.
You know.
Is he still there?
Was that the word king? I was thinking, what would Martin Luther King Jr. was still alive, he probably would be the most fabulous president we ever had. We would never know that. Mm-hmm. He was our leader that judged people by their character. And that Donald Trump has shown me, to my heart, that graphic. That's how you going to treat the people that voted for you?
Yes.
What is wrong with you? You don't do none of this by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Without our vote. I mean, I'll never vote again unless they get a better candidate. You hear me? I think we need to do like the Amish do. We get our own community. We build our own Wakanda here in the United States. We buy some land in Nevada and start over. Build a fort, build a wall, build our own wall. Our Negro wall. Yeah, start setting our own rules. Get our Black Wall Street together. Yes, we can do it. We've done it before. Let's do it again.
That was powerful. A Negro wall. I applaud
Wakanda
that.
forever.
That was creative.
That was real creative.
A Negro wall, and he ain't wrong.
You know,
and when he ended it with the Black Wall Street. But just think though, what we're saying is, and on this subject is that black people have been doing all of that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If we build Black Wall Street again, it won't be the first time we did it. You know, if we do that, it won't be the first time we've done it.
Yeah.
So is exhaustion, I guess we make that the question.
You.
Are we tired of leading the fight?
You know we are. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I've been saying all morning.
The YouTube question is, are we tired of leading the fight, y'all? And let us know what y'all think on YouTube, on Facebook. Call in, let us know. Are we tired? Is that why we're not there? We've been doing it so long.
I'm telling you.
We done built the castle so many times, only for the tide to come in and wash it out.
Wash it out.
Are we tired of the tide washing out our castle?
Exactly.
And that is, if I do say so myself, that's a great metaphor.
Yeah,
that's
that was a good one. I'm gonna give you some credit.
Visualize it.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you some credit. Let me give you some. There we go. Give you some that.
That was a great visualizing too, wasn't it?
That was very good.
Because we build up these castles.
We build them up.
And they come in and we let the tide, we go take a break, and we come back and be like, watch our castle.
You can't even trust nobody to watch your castle no more. And then they get mad when you come back and it's washed away and you mad, but they get mad because you should have told me to watch your castle.
No, I did tell you. Watch my castle while I go over here and live a life a little bit.
Exactly.
While I go over here and line dance a little bit. While I go over here, go to Beyonce concerts. While I go over here, go to Monica and Brandy.
Get the boots on the ground
hip-hop
thing.
year, 50 year. While I take my eye off of the ball for a second.
10 seconds.
Off of the shoreline for 10 seconds. Just to live my life.
Just to live a little.
And then I leave. And y'all let them come through and wash out my castle.
Man.
Let the tide. All I ask you to do is let me know.
That's it.
All you gotta do is yell. But then again, the flip side is, have they been letting us know? We just decided we didn't want to hear.
I guess.
We ain't want to hear because Kamala was telling us.
She was telling us.
And a lot of us that look like us just didn't want to hear. So we didn't care about the castle.
Your cousin and them, they didn't care about the castle. 833-212-1017, the True Talking text line. Kanisha said, no black people should have gone to the protest. Even God rested on the seventh day. This is our seventh day.
Now.
Oh.
That's deep.
Well,
that's deep.
She went in.
The seventh day.
She came with it.
This is our seventh day, but I don't know if we can rest this out, y'all.
Man.
This isn't Nixon. This isn't Reagan. This is worse than what we've considered to be the worst. Trump is worse than all of those put together. What he's doing is the Klan reenacting and doing what they wanted to do when they wanted to have people run for president in the early turn of this last century.
Yeah.
And it got overthrown and it got pushed back. These are all the plans they wanted to do then. So as we talk about it and we say, this is happening now, what you have to understand is this is not just happening now.
Yeah.
This has been planned.
It's been planned
as we've been building our castle, protecting ourselves, they've been planning this tide to come in and wash us away.
Decades they've been planning. This has been in the planning for decades. So look, another one off the True Talking text line, 833-212-1017. Craig, we are definitely tired, but if we don't build it, nobody will.
Right.
I think he's right on that.
R.N. Kawando on the YouTube channel line said, absolutely, yes, a sister is tired.
Ooh.
So I guess black people have been feeling that way, and that may be a reason why at these. But the other reason also is, and I've said this before, that Trump wants us. In their game planning for this, they've always figured that black people would be, as we always have been, at the front of it, at the
right, and in some aspects, I think that's throwing their game plan out.
And what they want us to do that, and then if we do that, then they can attack us.
Right.
The sympathy isn't there when they attack us as it is for if they, like I said yesterday, if they're attacking somebody in a Barney suit, a white person in a Barney suit, as opposed to a black man, an angry black man with his fist up.
And so in many respects, it's good that they're out there doing this, right? In many respects, because there won't be that sympathy. He'll, attack one of us and say, well, see, there they are. They're gangbangers and they're this and they're that and all that kind. He can't say that right now, because if he pulls out some tear gas or whatever on Caucasian folk, like a Caucasian woman, she's helpless, right? She's a damsel in distress. She, but if it's one of us, well, then, it's not that.
If it's one of us, there's the care from the other side is not
it's not
there. And like I said yesterday, when Martin Luther King was doing his marching and doing his thing, the reason for him to have black folks out there was to show that the brutality of these white folks, to show the savagery of the Southern whites towards black.
Right.
If you have black people out there right now doing what we typically do, then Trump and his ICE agents and all of these other people attacking them and whatever. because they've damaged our image so much and made us to appear as thugs and made us to appear.
Right.
So people will see that
right.
instead of seeing, these church-going people
right.
like King and them had. So in that regard, I'm happy that these white folks are out there in these suits because they flipped it on them. And, and so they need to be out there doing it. And so as we take this break, understand that at some point, we're going to have to step back up,
and it may be. Now we've done the second, No Kings protest, so we may have to come out on the next one. Let's go real quick to the True Talking text line. We got a lot of people on hold. Nikki, thanks for holding. You're on 101.7 The Truth with Bailey Coleman and Dame Ellzey.
Hey, good morning, and thank you so much for taking my call. And I want to just chime into the conversation. Great topic, right? One thing I can, in my opinion, no, I don't think we should have involved ourselves in a No Kings protest, but I think we need to do something. I don't think this is a time for us as African Americans to rest in our laurels. I think it's time for us to decide how we're going to pivot. And I think we most definitely need to start looking at this on more of a local level, right? Because we already know what's happening, from some of the policies and things that Trump is rolling back is going to impact us. But my goodness, how much more can we endure? We're living in a city where it's the worst place to raise an African-American child. Look at our school system, right? Look at what's happening in our neighborhoods. So how do we pivot so when we start to feel the blow, it doesn't seem to be too overwhelming? Because if we don't do something on a local level, when we really start to feel the impact of what's going to happen, I don't know how we're going to recover. So I do think that we have to stop resting in our laurels. And when does the we become me? Because we fought as African-Americans, but me as an individual, what have I done? And we have to start thinking about it that way, because a lot of times, we'll find ourselves saying, okay, we protested knowing that you as an individual hasn't done anything at all whatsoever to make any situation better, not even for yourself. So how do we start to make it, look at it more from an individual level, saying what can I do to make life better for myself and my community right now? So once we start to feel the impact of what's happening, it doesn't feel like a devastating blow. But we got a lot that we can do right now here on a local level. So the next King protest, if we're not going to involve ourselves in that, what do we do as a community?
There you go.
Excellent.
Thank you so much,
Nikki. That's an excellent analogy in the way that she was talking about it.
Absolutely.
Because that leads into what our next point of this is what can we do? What should we be doing if we're not doing the No Kings protest? We shouldn't be just sitting back at home sipping coffee. What should we be doing? And we can talk about that after the break. All
right. So, look, we've got a lot of people on hold. We appreciate you holding. We'll get with you after the break. A lot more on the True Talking text line, 833-212-1017. And as we have this great conversation, I know we got to go to break, but I just want to quickly remind everybody about the Truth Summit that is coming up on Saturday, November 15th. Our own Dr. Ken Harris will be moderating, and it will be at Thrive on King. That's 2153 North Dr. Martin Luther King Drive in Milwaukee. Doors open at 9:30. The event starts at 10 a.m. And there's going to be lots of great panel discussions in and about the community. Check out more on our website and reserve your spot at 1017truthsummit.com. We got more coming your way after this on 1017 The Truth.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Truth Nation, you have to be there on Saturday, November 1st at Destiny Youth Plaza near North 76 and West Good Hope Road. Join Mayor Cavalier Johnson for the Milwaukee Fatherhood Summit happening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's the one-stop shop resource fair connecting families with job opportunities, child support assistance, health education, vaccination, and screenings, financial empowerment and credit repair support, legal assistance, all in one place. You can't beat that. Bring your teams to explore explore internships, job readiness, and mentoring opportunities that build their future. Register early. Don't wait. Everyone is welcome. Visit Milwaukee.gov/fatherhood to sign up as a participant, a vendor, or volunteer. That is Milwaukee.gov/fatherhood. For more information, call 414-286-0222. That is the Milwaukee Fatherhood Summit on Saturday, November 1st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Destiny Youth Plaza near North 76 and West Good Hope Road.
Are you ready to live your most radiant life? Join AARP's Luminous Life, a celebration of wellness, empowerment, and community for African American women ages 45 to 65. Discover expert tips on healthcare, hair care, and wealth building, all in one uplifting experience. Visit AARP.org/Milwaukee to register for the October 25th event in Milwaukee and shine from the inside out. Luminous Life, because every woman deserves to glow. Visit AARP.org/Milwaukee for more information today and to register today. That's AARP.org/Milwaukee.
Ever had a question about local services, neighborhood events, civic engagement, or ways to get more involved in the community and just didn't know who to ask? That is where 1MKE comes in. 1MKE is a nonpartisan coalition helping Milwaukee residents to find trusted information and easy opportunities to get civically engaged. Want to plug into a neighborhood event, find community services, give back through volunteering? 1MKE is here to help. Learn more and get involved and fill out their community feedback survey at 1MKE.org. That is 1MKE.org. We are 1MKE.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
All right, check it out. Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth, live from the American Family Insurance Studio. Bailey Coleman, Dame Ellzey this morning, and woo, we've been having a rousing discussion about, turn on your mic over there, Dame.
Yes, ma'am.
We've been having a rousing discussion about protesting and rallies and, where we are as a people, as a culture, African Americans, and being out and being a part of those protests. We're going right to the True Talk and text line. My guy Blake has been holding. Blake, thanks for holding. You're on 101.7 The Truth with Bailey and Damien.
Patience is a virtue. I learned that being the father of six. And
we
a teacher
appreciate
for the
you.
last 20 years.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all too. Good morning, Queen. Good morning, King.
Good morning, brother.
We are truly kings and queens, and he's trying to be what we are. So I feel like with me, there is no quit. There is no break. There is no time to sit. Man has no excuse. So when you have an imbecile and a buffoon, he set this up with the courts and the judges his last term. So as a whole, with the march, the Million Man March, you have to come with a plan. You can't have people that's going to strap up their boots, but then get that gun, they scared to shoot. Then you need to be a medic or something. So if you ain't ready for the front line, as you say, Dane, and Tori says, I'm ready. But you have to be ready for the sacrifice of your family. So therefore, Trump doesn't care about family, as y'all can see. And the people his constituents, the people under the push that came out the bars that they keep chained up that be molesting 9-year-olds. They stay out here. So we have to get our ancestors, we have to get our people that's out here, we have to get a face. We have to get somebody we trust. Black people don't trust easy. That's why the companies don't work that we have together. That's why people go incorporate an LLC on their own, because they don't trust their own brothers and sisters out here. Mm-hmm. Stop trusting over a dollar. I keep telling y'all, we here on the breath. Everybody that's new to listen don't hear the radio station. I wish y'all could go around like that crazy white man with the station wagon. He should ride up and down on the south side with the amplifier. You know what I mean? We don't stand on it. We just talk about
it. Yeah. Thanks, Blake. Yeah.
Shout out to Blake.
Shout out to Blake. I remember the car. The all black car with the white writing on it. I remember that.
He's not wrong. And when he talked about the judges and stuff like that, that's odd, because we were just talking about that with my guy in the chat yesterday. This guy named Leonard Leo.
Uh-huh.
He's the one he's the architect of what Trump did in his first term to get all of these judges and stuff in place. So like the caller was saying, and like my guy was saying, this all has been in plan.
Yeah.
This all has been in play.
Mm-hmm.
But like the caller before him said, and I'm glad that they called
right
when they were saying, okay, let's make it local. What are we gonna do when we start making it local? What are we gonna do?
Right.
How do we switch from on the national? We can't be on because I don't want us to be on the front lines of this one, right?
Right.
Because that's what they want.
Right.
So that doesn't mean that our involvement should shrink to nothing, our involvement should shift.
Yes.
And in shifting, we need to shift it more towards local, like that caller was saying.
Yeah.
And the other night, they had a meeting on the south side at Common Ground. And, you know, me and Common Ground ain't best friends.
Right.
But I respect what they do.
Right.
And at this meeting on the south side, when you look at the pictures, it was full of people.
You know what's interesting to me? See, and that's the good thing about Common Ground, because a lot of organizations are not able to rally people that way and get them together, especially in our community, right? And I saw the same pictures that you saw, and you're right. Those rooms were full. They were getting people out there.
Yeah.
They were, and it's like at the end of most Spike Lee movies. What happens? You see some dude that walks up and just says, "Wake up." They're yelling, "Wake up." And that's really what is happening and needs to happen with our community. Our True Talk and text line is 833-212-1017. Mary said, I had to pull over to text. Did you see the press secretary answering the question about the next Putin-Trump meeting? A reporter asked her who decided to have that meeting in Budapest, which has some historical significance for Ukraine. You know what this heifer's response was? She said, "Yo, mom, this is the U.S. press secretary." I'm like, I mean, where are we? This is the kind of thing that causes that fatigue. He's just putting anybody in there. And usually he puts somebody in pocket that doesn't like what the position is or what the position stands for.
Right.
Like Mr. Kennedy.
And so, like they said, like the caller before that caller said, do we pivot towards a more local focus?
I think that.
Because of what's going on nationally and what's going on, do we pivot towards a more local focus?
I think that is the thing, and I think we need to be prepared. We, as in the major entities, right, that are in an area locally, those entities need to prepare to do what they can do to assist. Those major organizations, that are there need to meet our community where it is and with the help that it needs. Let's go to the True Talk and text line. Al, you're on with Bailey Coleman and Dame Ellzey. Good morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Well, I think what we got to do is we also got to keep exposing. For I will also say for the double agents that we have in our community, they can gladly go to Cracker Barrel because we don't need your kind around. Those double agents, we're going to let them rot. We don't care what they got going on because they want to be soaked in the white skin. We're going to be soaked in bath water, okay? Also, what we need to do is push our local officials, and we have to. Then sometimes we have to motivate them and say, "Hey, you walking like you got brick in your feet. So if you gonna show up and show out, show up and show out." And also, I want to say to the people who keep pushing all the rhetoric, Jesus has came and left already. He just didn't care about you. Okay. So we just have to stay focused and keep on exposing, because what I'm seeing is we as black people, we're too nice. Yeah. I feel like, hey, get real low down with it. Get low down with it. Like you do with some of your relatives. And when they call you next day, they say you're drunk. You say, no, you ain't drunk. You still can ride today from the womb to the tomb. But due to FCC, I can't say no more. Okay. But I just want y'all to continue to give your best. Let them ride and continue to expose. And if their grandmother and grandfather is dead in the grave, they can gladly join them. Because if they raise them to be racist, we don't need their kind here. Climb in the casket with them and have a conversation. And I mean that from my heart. Happy Tuesday.
Oh, all right, Al. All right. Thank you. Al always come with the dropping the knowledge on us. All right. Can we get one more caller in, Rhea? Okay, let's go to Dan. Dan, you're on 101.7 The Truth with Bailey Coleman, Dame Ellzey. Good morning.
Good morning, guys, and thank you so much for keeping it going. Appreciate everything you guys said and everything each caller and messenger has said. Everybody's hitting it right on the nose. I feel like I ain't got much to say because it's already be saying, and it's just up to our actions. But we do gotta remember, man, like these people pockets deep, man.
Right.
Like these corporations and all, we all know who they with and who they rocking with and everything. And the deeper you go, I'm telling you, your head gonna spin and it's gonna pop off and everything. So yeah, we do gotta focus on our things locally and everything, and set up our vanguard here first, because best believe they coming for us. But most importantly is that in regards to the topic of the protests, I don't think black people really should go, because that's what Trump wants to happen. And he wants to see us there because he ain't gonna shoot white people, you know, because his counterpart is looking at that and everything.
Yeah.
And you seen what happened in California when all them brown people were protesting how they got treated and everything.
Right.
So yeah, black people don't need to go and everything, because one, we done spilled too much of our blood than been spilled already. But then not only that, that's just their excuse to go ahead and activate the things that they do want to put in place and everything. They want to see us there and everything, so they can have an excuse to put that, to put violence towards us and everything. But nah, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, is build up our vanguard locally. And like Al says, sometimes you got to get these snakes out this grass, man. So yeah, that's all I got this next.
All right, that's real. Thank you so much.
And we do need to go. We do need to go more local. I believe that. And in doing so, like I was saying with the meeting yesterday at Common Ground, was packed. And when we have those types of meetings on the north side, it should be just as packed.
Exactly.
We got to show up just as much for the meetings on the north side as those people on the south side. And if we're going to shift our focus from a national leadership and being on the front lines, then we need to be back on the front lines when we're doing the local stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, this is a time where, again, organizations, companies, this is a time when they should be coming together to actually figure out how they can meet our community where they need to meet them at, wherever they are, and plan accordingly. We'll be back with more Truth in the Morning from the American Family Insurance Studio on 101.7 The Truth.
Are you ready to level up your mindset, your money, and your future? Join Coach Erica Odom, real estate investor, success coach, and published author of our monthly show On the Journey with Coach Erica. Every month, she will give you real strategies, proven tips, and the mindset shift you need to reach your goals. Join us October 28th at 6 p.m. and she'll be joined by William Lyons Edwards, founder of Knowledge Born Publishing and 84 Lawn Care, and Ed Hennings, founder of Work Boots and Go Time Trucking. That's On the Journey with Coach Erica, Tuesday, October 28th at 6 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this.
Congratulations. Woo!
God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away.
Oh.
So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 101.7 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving, and let's achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Where strong voices meet strong opinions.
Tell your kids who were supposed to be the seventh generation that Paw Paw's an idiot because Paw Paw decided he wanted to be Make America Great, but meanwhile, the Chinese ain't buying soybeans from us no more because of policies Donald Trump put in, and they voted for us. You know, I don't know what we're gonna do. I know what you should have did. You should have voted for somebody that wasn't gonna put tariffs out there. I love God, but God can't save you from nonsense. You don't deserve a bailout. You can't sit here and vote one way, and then when your economy gets decimated, your way of life gets destroyed, you want to pray to God? God didn't tell you to go to that poll and vote against your own best interest. That was your own damn problem. That was you. But don't ask for prayer when you block your own blessing. That's why I don't feel bad for these farmers. You voted for this, and now you reap what you sow.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace, every weekday from 12 to 1. Streaming live on YouTube and on 1017 The Truth. Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 1017 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
Check it out one time.
Welcome back to Hour 2.
There you go.
101.7 The Truth in the Morning. I'm Dame Ellzey. I'm here with
Bailey Coleman.
Bailey Coleman.
I like it when you do that, Dang.
Yeah, you know, I jump it off kind of hard.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rhea over there on the boards.
Shout out to Rhea.
Keeping us on point.
Yes, and Andrew over there.
Andrew over there somewhere. And so we in the last segment we were talking about black people being on the front lines. Right?
Yeah.
Talking about that, we focus on that. I think this next story that we're going to talk about is something that we need to discuss as well, because it's also kind of akin to black people being on the front line.
Yes,
it's black people being aware of what's going on locally, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about what's going on locally. And what's going on locally is we just got notified that there was a study done that studied the Department of Instruction, the whole state, between 2018 and 2023. And the study showed that there were over 200 instances of teachers, paraprofessionals, whomever is in that school building having inappropriate contact with some type of youth. And so when you look at the examples that they're giving,
right,
what jumped out to me on the examples that they're giving is that a lot of these people were repeat offenders.
Yes.
And they were just moving from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. And in doing that, they were allowed to keep their license and keep repeating. So our kids are being
crazy.
Our kids are being, if you're a parent like me, I just found it astonishing and shocking that our kids were being just left out here and hung to dry. Like I used in the first hour, I used the analogy of the castle, the sand castle being built.
Yes.
And the tide coming to wash it away. We are building sand castles with our children.
Yes.
And we are letting people come through and knock them down as well because we're not paying attention. Now, the specifics of this, I'll let Bailey explain the specifics of it.
I'm just
so y'all can understand and feel my outrage. Drop it on them.
I mean, because I'm totally outraged about this, too. Call me a helicopter mom if you want to. That's what Kendall had. I didn't trust nobody with my son. Do you understand me? I didn't trust. I went in. If I didn't know you, I'm finna. And trips and stuff like that.
Okay, you got to tell them first.
Okay.
You just jumped the gun.
I know.
Don't nobody know what you're talking about.
I'm upset.
You're talking about trips and don't know what the trips is about.
I got you.
Well, why?
Y'all about to find out right now. I'm upset about this, just so you know. Because when you hear this, you gonna be just as outraged as I am.
Okay, drop it on.
Okay. This is only one person out of 200 people that they were investigating, okay?
Right.
Across Wisconsin, working with our kids. Now, this is a story about a teacher, okay? And a teacher named Sean Umland. He took a group of his students on a field trip to Florida. Licensing regulators at the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction started investigating him. The inquiry followed a media report alleging Umland touched the tops of students' breasts during the trip while applying sunburn treatment in a hotel room. That's what the agency records show. This was in 2019. Umlin had previously been disciplined in 2005 for his behavior in a hotel room with a female student on a school trip.
So that's 15 years.
And that's according to the department's records.
That's 15 years of this teacher
15
being
years.
allowed, and them knowing of this teacher. And this is just one case, y'all.
This is just one
case out of 200.
Case out of 200.
That's 15 years.
Yes.
Of this man, and you know it's probably happening in our school district as well.
Yeah.
Because if it's happening all over the place, it's happening here as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's 15 years of them hiding this man's record and allowing him to keep doing what he's doing. They put him through a class one time.
Yep.
They let him quit before they could fire him one time.
Yes.
So they're looking out for this man and allowing him to keep. So they're believing him in some point. Maybe they think these kids are lying on him. Maybe they think this is not the case. Oh, Umlin's a great guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good guy. I've worked with him, and this wouldn't be him. But apparently it is him.
Yeah.
Because if it happens so many different times over such a large span of time, it's true. And DPI needs to be held accountable for this. So when we say, okay, y'all don't want to be on the front line of what's going on with MAGA. You want to sit that out.
Right.
Okay, cool. There's other parts. There's other wings of the castle that you can protect.
Exactly.
This is another wing of our sand castle
there
that
you
can
go.
protect. It's protecting our children.
There you go.
And protecting us locally. This needs to be something that y'all need to talk about and tell everybody. Because I know all of our black kids go to a lot of public schools.
Yes.
And these are the type of teachers that they're bringing in to these public schools. And if you aren't paying attention and you aren't researching the teachers that your kids are getting and you aren't understanding what's going on, you may give your student, your child, every Monday and every morning to this teacher who has a long record of doing this because DPI has shown that they don't care and they're regurgitating these offending teachers.
Yes.
Yeah. And putting them back on us. We have to understand, okay, if you're not going to be on the front lines again, like I said, over here with the MAGA stuff, there's still stuff that we can do.
Locally.
There's still stuff that we can do locally, and this is something that we can do locally.
Yeah.
Protect our children is the minimum, the bare minimum of what we can do locally. And it appears as if we oftentimes talk about MPS is lacking, and MPS is this, and well, apparently MPS is not falling too far from the tree.
Yes.
When this is happening all across the state.
Exactly.
So if it's happening all across the state, the bigger issue is what's going on at DPI, that this is allowed to go on throughout the entirety of this state. So it's not just MPS. A lot of times we jump on our own because it's so close to us. But when you step back and see that this is happening all over the state, ain't no black people up there running that stuff.
Not at all.
Ain't no black people up north running that stuff.
Not
so
at
what's
all.
the issue? The issue, the common thread is DPI is taking their eye off the ball.
Uh-huh.
And in taking their eye off the ball, we are left to suffer.
Yeah.
And our kids are left open to somebody that has repeatedly, and this person, like I said, they said from 2018 to 2023, they found 200 cases of this stuff.
200 individuals.
200 individuals who had been repeat offenders.
Yes. Yes.
200.
So they let this guy go from 2005 on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's real crazy.
Yeah.
833-212-1017. That's why I told you. See, I see you. You're in your car. You're at your house. You're screaming right now. I don't believe that. Oh, but it's true. It is true. They are allowing these things to happen by allowing these people to bounce from across the state. You know, school district to school district. Who knows where they're going to land? You know, I was sitting here thinking, back when you were in school, did you ever hear, like, there were, especially in middle school, we always heard about instructors that it was always rumored that they were having relations with the students, or they were getting too close to some of the students. Middle school and high school always heard about it.
Okay.
Middle school and high school.
High school was more, I heard about it.
I heard about it a lot in high school. But middle school was really like, there was all kinds of rumors about all kinds of teachers. And if you ever, you know what? Sometimes we need to sit down and talk to our kids and ask those questions. Not the questions of, oh, how was your day today? But do you ever hear about any teachers having situations with students?
Yeah, listen.
You ever hear about that? You hear what's going on in your school? You guys got any rumors like that?
This article says that 1 in 10 students experience sexual misconduct from educators during their K-12 schooling.
Wow.
According to the federal report, in Wisconsin, that rate would amount to more than 93,000 school children being affected by some type of sexual misconduct, whether it be physical, verbal, electronic, or in today's world, social media and stuff like that, whatever it be. So that's 93,000 kids in Wisconsin. So Milwaukee has the biggest school district in the state, so you would assume that those numbers correlate to us. I'm not putting it on us, but I'm saying they correlate to us. And hopefully they aren't just allowing these teachers to, and they're doing background checks and understanding these teachers' allegations and things that have happened to them before they give them jobs. But like you were just saying, I remember when I was in high school, we had teachers where it was rumors of male and female being involved with the students.
Yeah.
And so that counts.
Yeah.
Because they think nobody's watching. They think nobody's paying attention.
Exactly.
And if nobody's watching and nobody's paying attention, these kids are unprotected. So I can just live out my fantasy.
Yeah.
We just had an issue of this taking place. We know this firsthand in Milwaukee. We just had an issue of this taking place last year at Rufus King. Where the teacher was sending inappropriate text messages to the basketball players and stuff like this and talking about she had dreams about them and stuff like that.
Wow.
So it's not just, we can't think it's just men doing it to little girls. It's women doing it to little boys.
I mean,
it's all around. And I wonder where that teacher is now. Did she get arrested? Did she get moved around?
Right.
I assume they had all of this information that she wasn't able to slip out of that stuff. But how many teachers would be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to quit. I'm out. And once they quit, it's over with.
Yeah.
And now they just move to another
school district or something. You know what? The most famous case about that is from my hometown, as a matter of fact. You remember the name Mary Kay Letourneau?
I remember that name.
Yeah. So, I mean, she has passed away. I think she passed away a few years ago. But she was in middle school. I think when she started talking to this kid, he was in middle school or something like that. And now they ended up having kids. They actually ended up getting married after he graduated from high school or something like that. And they have kids, and he's still alive and the whole deal. But to think about how that affected him for so long, and that was like grooming. That had to be like grooming type stuff. You know what I mean?
That's another form of it. Grooming.
Yeah.
As they say, it is another form of it that they do in these schools, and they will groom these kids. So I guess our question to y'all is, what do we have to do to protect our children in those situations?
And what can we do?
Do we need to go through their phones? Do we need to research these teachers? What do we need to do? And on the other side, I want to hear what y'all got to say.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it some more.
833-212-1017. We'll take your calls right after the break. 101.7 The Truth is Truth in the Morning.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 101.7 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Hey, Journey team, it's me, Coach Erica. The clock is ticking. Are you being intentional each day? Is your mindset in the right place? Are you financially planning for your future? Do you have life insurance? What are you waiting on? Allow me to assist you on your journey to success. Visit EricaOdomJourney.com today or email me at ericaodom@odomhomes.com. Let's take this next step together.
Are you ready to live your most radiant life? Join AARP's Luminous Life, a celebration of wellness, empowerment, and community for African American women ages 45 to 65. Discover expert tips on healthcare, hair care, and wealth building, all in one uplifting experience. Visit aarp.org/Milwaukee to register for the October 25th event in Milwaukee and shine from the inside out. Luminous Life, because every woman deserves to glow. Visit aarp.org/Milwaukee for more information today and to register today. That's aarp.org/Milwaukee.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Okay. I'm not mad at you. Okay. Come on, Rhea. 833-212-1017. That's our True Talking text line. You're checking out Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth. Bailey Coleman, Dame Ellzey from the American Family Insurance Studio. We've been talking about this. I don't. Dang.
Yeah. I don't think they understand it.
I am so upset.
Listen.
About this, and I don't have a kid that's in MPS anymore.
They're saying that 44%. They did 450 investigations since 2018, and 44% of those investigations all involves sexual misconduct. 44%, and they're the people that did this study for the Cap Times showing that that's even a low number. That's a lower number than it should be because Department of Public Instruction doesn't have the investigative tools in place to fully investigate all of the allegations that they get.
Wow.
So a lot of times what they're doing is people come with these allegations, and before they even investigate them, they'll say, if you want to, you can quit right now and keep your license. That's the
wow.
So they're not even so a lot of this stuff isn't even investigated.
Wow. Oh,
so they before they even investigate it. This is the complaint we got. Before we do a deep dive into this, pause, considering what we're talking about. You can just quit and keep your license. And so that's what we're dealing with here. So the Department of Public Instruction, like I said, we've been on MPS ass for everything that they do wrong.
Yep.
But maybe they just the apple that fell from the tree. Maybe instead of us focusing on what MPS is doing wrong, which is okay, we should, right?
Right.
Maybe we need to look at the bigger picture. What is the State Department of Public Instruction doing wrong right now when they got this happening, right? They've got, I saw someplace else where that we was on MPS ass about them, and I keep saying I might catch a fine about how they misappropriated funds or didn't have the money, the paperwork filed.
Right.
Well, apparently that's going on throughout the whole state.
Yeah.
So that's not just
clearly
MPS. So a lot of stuff that we've been placing on MPS, and MPS being the biggest school district, and everybody around the state looking at MPS saying, "Oh, look how bad."
Right. Look how bad. But not taking.
The whole state is that bad.
Yeah, and they're not taking account for themselves. Let's go to the True Talk and text line. Security Mike, you're on with Bailey Coleman and Dame Ellzey. Truth in the Morning.
Hey, how both of y'all doing this morning?
Great.
Hey, back in 2010 when I was MPS safety assistant, that stuff was going on. Administrators, principals, as well as teachers messing with the students. Matter of fact, one administrator, and all they did was move I was at Bayview that particular year, and all they did was move the guy to another school. I think Morris Marshall or Madison or something.
Wow.
That's all they did. You know, and he's still teaching, and he's got those type of tendencies. Okay, when y'all were talking about the teacher dealing with the basketball players at Rufus Green, that verdict was put in already. All she got was probation.
That's wow.
She could go to some other district. Yeah, she could go. Yeah, that was revealed on I think I was listening to Sherman's show. That verdict then came back. Probation, and she could go to some other district and still teach.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
That's
crazy.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Thank you for the call, brother. And that's what I'm saying about the Department of Public Instruction as a whole in the state. is that we're focusing so much on MPS and what MPS is doing wrong, and rightfully so. Like I said.
Yeah.
And I know I'm repeating myself, but I think it bears repeating that maybe that's just the fruit falling from the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we need to focus on Department of Public Instruction because it appears there is something wrong. If they're not, their main job is to teach kids and protect our kids while they got our kids.
Right.
But if you're coming into these places where they're investigating something and your first negotiating tactic is, we can investigate this further, or you can just quit and keep your license and go to another part of the state. You're moving people around. Like that caller just said, even within MPS, it's become the practice of just moving people around.
Right, because they need teachers,
They need teachers. They need all of that. So you're just moving. The problem
people
from one place to maybe he won't. So basically, you're saying maybe they won't get caught.
Yeah,
That's the next problem. Because if you're doing stuff like that and you're messing with these little kids like that, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So being in new scenery is not going to change that.
Yeah, yeah.
And unless DPI changes what DPI is going to do, we as a community going to always fall victim.
Yes, we are.
And again, this is my third time saying it, y'all. We focusing on MPS.
Yeah.
The bigger issue might be DPI as this stuff start coming out.
There you go. Annie, you're on Truth in the Morning with Bailey Coleman. Oh, I'm sorry, Ann. You're on with Bailey Coleman and Dame Ellzey. I'm sorry. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm just driving, but yeah, that has been going on for a while because I'm almost old as dirt. But I remember when I was in high school, and a bunch of us, instead of lunch, we would just hang out in this one we thought cool teacher's, classroom, and he'd be in there talking to us and stuff. And my boyfriend, who was a couple of grades ahead of me, and he would always say, "Why are you going to his classroom? Quit going to his classroom. Just go to, to the lunchroom." And I didn't think nothing of it because we had respect back then for the, older people plus a teacher. That was double respect. Mm-hmm. And one day, I felt safe, too, because there were other kids in the classroom, but they were sitting over there mooching, doing whatever. Anyway, but one day, he got so close to me, and he was talking about, "Oh, your lips are chapped, a little chapped. You need to put chapstick on your lip." But then he's looking down at my breast, and I felt so uncomfortable, and I looked back. I said, "I'm just so glad that my little boyfriend warned me about that because, I was so naive, and who knows what could have happened."
Wow.
That's all I want to say.
All right. Thanks for calling.
Just imagine, thank you for calling. Just imagine how many of our youth go through that. And so when they come up and they say, "This is what's happened to me, this is something that has happened to me," we think, okay, Department of Public Instruction is going to hold this person to task for that. They're going to remove this person from being in schools, and we find out now that that's not the case.
That's not the case at all.
They're letting these people reinvent themselves in a different school district and do the same stuff again, like this Steve Umlin, who was down and took the girl. You told the story. He's down in Florida. He was down in Florida.
In a hotel room.
Why you got kids in a hotel room?
Well, first of all, okay, you're on a trip, but why would he be in a hotel room with a female student at all?
Right.
At all.
Right.
At all. I mean, I don't understand. And first of all, okay, were there chaperones? What was I'm needing to know.
Maybe there were.
I feel like
and maybe it was some small select group of kids that he was like, "I take these 7 with me to Florida," like we did when I was in college. When I was in high school, we went on a college tour.
Yeah.
And so we all got on the bus and we went on the Black College tour, right? And so there was chaperones there. But I guarantee you, none of the men was going in the girls' rooms. None of the women chaperones was going in the boys' rooms because you don't even want anyone to say that.
Yeah.
You may step outside in the hallway and be like, "Hey, y'all come on."
Right.
But even when I was a chaperone and I would took the youth council to DC, and it was boys and girls, I'm not going in
No.
I'm in the hallway.
Right.
Everybody gonna see me.
You have to be above reproach when you're in these situations. You always have, if you are an adult dealing with any type of youth, young adult, kids, whatever, you have to be above reproach.
Let me just refresh it for the people that are just waking up.
Mm-hmm.
They did a study.
Yes.
In a study from 2018 to 2023, there were 200 cases, not 200 cases, but 200 individuals of some sort who had repeat offenders in Department of Public Instruction where they had some type of inappropriate contact with a student. One of those guys was this guy named Steve Umlin. And we're just using him as a story.
Yes.
He took the kids to Florida. And while he took the kids to Florida, he probably had groomed them, like the caller was saying, groomed them to feel comfortable around him. And then once he's in Florida, he's got them secluded. He's rubbing
lotion or whatever, tanning whatever.
Lotion, skincare lotion. I'm black, I don't use none of that. Putting that stuff on them, and as he's doing it, he's rubbing the top of their breasts and all of this stuff.
Right.
Now, you would think that would be a fireable offense.
Yes.
Oh, no. Because of what the Department of Public Instruction says is that person was allowed to keep their license if they quit and then go teach someplace else.
Another school district.
In another school district in the state.
Yes.
So what I'm saying to y'all is that if that's not egregious enough to get him fired, what is?
He went from 2005 to 2019.
15 years, almost 14 years. 14 years he was
from
doing
the first allegation. Yes.
14 years, and the Department of Public Instruction understood this. So that's just one of the 200 cases, y'all. So there's 199 other ones doing the same thing.
833-212-1017, our True Talk and text line. Also hit us up on YouTube. We got our YouTube chat going. Facebook, we got a thing going there too. 833-212-1017. My girl Nikki, she said, how can we expect change when the leadership never changes? We just reelected the head of DPI in April of 2025. If she could overlook the state of emergency that black MPS students are in, why would we, if she can't do that, why would we expect her to protect them now? Come on, y'all. We have to do better. That part.
And she's talking about, what's the lady's name over the DPI?
Her name is
It's Jody something, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I feel like I should know that. I'm telling people to get involved. And I feel like I should know.
Yeah.
I should know that name.
Another one off the True Talk and text line. Our new folks said, what's the number to DPI in Milwaukee? I call the Google. I call the number Google gives me, and it's no longer in service. That's a good question.
That is an excellent question.
Courtney off the True Talk and text line said, just as bad as the Catholics and the Boy Scouts. Oh, my gosh. 833-212-1017, the True Talk and text line. After the break.
Jill Underly is her name.
Jill Underly. After the break, we'll have more of your calls and comments. Again, the True Talk and text line is 833-212-1017. You're checking out Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
At Grunberg Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
What was the life change? You know, we all know it happened and we know things happen and you have bad kidneys, but what was the life change afterwards?
A couple things. Before they even allow you to get on the list, they make you go through a battery of tests. And, you know, a lot of people don't qualify because they're overweight or they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. So all those things are requirements before you can even get approved to be on the list. So I had...
Wait, you got to be approved to be on the list?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's interesting. There's a professional athlete or former professional athlete I know right now that has kidney disease and he's on dialysis and he wants to get on the list and he's not accepting all the things you have to do, you know, to get on the list. But yeah, so for me, I spent 30 years in the automobile industry. You know, that's 12, 14-hour days. families eating whatever somebody brings you to eat, whatever you run out and grab, McDonald's, whatever. It was never salads and,
Yeah, but that was a
water.
choice, right?
It was a choice. Yeah. But I had to change all of that to even qualify to be on the list. I had to get down to the weight I had to be at. I had to get my phosphorus under control, my potassium under control.
Wait a minute. Even though somebody said they would give you a kidney,
absolutely,
you had to still make yourself eligible?
Absolutely.
Nah, that's okay.
When I mentioned the athlete, his relative actually died, and they wanted to take his organs, and they couldn't because he wasn't qualified. He wasn't on the list. Wow. Yeah, you have to be.
So there are over 100,000 people on that waiting list. So they are very serious.
And how many donors do we have?
And that's the problem. We don't have nearly enough donors.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a critical need. But they are serious about who they're giving that gift of life to, because there are so many people who are literally dying waiting for it.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
Westbound 94 at the stadium interchange. We have the right shoulder blocked with a crash. We've got delays in both directions, though. Backups from 17th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, eastbound from 84th Street through the stadium. Another accident on southbound 43, right about at Capitol Drive, off on the right shoulder. Delays coming in from Silver Spring all the way down past the accident scene to about Locust. We've also got this other accident on 894 northbound. Oh, actually, just got cleared. Yay. This was the one that had the 3 lanes blocked. That actually has been cleared. Delays are still there, though, pretty hefty, all the way back through the Hale interchange past Forest Home. So give yourself that extra time. Southbound 41, as usual, from the county line, pretty much past Good Hope Road down to Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, early sunshine, becoming cloudy and windy. Chance for afternoon showers, a high of 53. Tonight, showers likely cloudy and windy, a low of 42. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Morning on what?
Physical, verbal, and electronic. We have to think about the electronic piece as well. And just looking at the federal numbers, if we take them down to Wisconsin, which is what we're going to focus on, 1 in 10 students experience sexual misconduct from educators during their K-12 schooling. That number for Wisconsin, if you take the federal average, 93,000 school children.
So it's a really big deal, and we need to be
93.
Like I said, 93,000. That's like they just said. That's really a big deal. And and shout out to them for bringing.
That's from our sister station WTMJ.
And before this morning, I was like, well, they talked about it. Should we talk about it? And y'all were like, absolutely. It's a big. It's something that needs.
That's 93,000
everybody needs
kids.
to talk about it. So their audience needs to know about it. Our audience needs to know about it.
Exactly. You're checking out 101.7 The Truth.
Yeah.
By the way,
our audience needs to know about it.
Yeah.
Because it's happening. If in Milwaukee, a predominantly black MPS public schools, but this is happening across the state.
Across the state,
so
because
it's not just happening here. So there's some type of systemic issue here.
Yes,
that is taking place. Whereas they'll just point the finger at us, and this is what I always like. I always like doing this, right? I always like having these moments and these instances where I can show people that you can't live in your bubble. We've had that conversation before about getting outside your bubble. So if you live in your bubble, just like people say black on black crime and this, that, and the other, you're going to think everything that happens in your bubble is the worst because you're seeing it and you're affected by it, right? So it's the worst that it could be. The reality of the situation is it's going on all over the place.
Yeah, it is.
So it's a systemic issue more so than an issue of just us.
Right.
It's a systemic issue. And people say, well, we can only focus. It's us as a whole. A systemic issue that is taking place with us not protecting our kids and us allowing these predators to be in the presence of our kids. And it's starting with DPI and the public instruction and the way that they're doing it. If you're just listening, this is how they handle investigations. you get accused of something.
Right.
Something wild. Feeling on the top of a young girl's breast.
Right.
Putting on suntan lotion.
Yeah.
Instead of them saying, hey, we're going to fire you. We're going to give this information to the police.
Yeah.
They're going to investigate you to the fullest. They're saying, you know what, Steve? This is my wifey words. You know what, Steve?
Stop.
We know you're a good guy.
Yeah.
And these are just allegations. We don't want to ruin your career, ruin your life.
Right.
But so if you just quit here, you'll be able to keep your license and you'll just go someplace else. And you'll be able to start over without all these allegations.
Right.
But what we found is, I'm back to my own voice now.
Yeah.
What we found is in 2005 when it first happened, up until 2019 when it last happened, Steve was being a freak all throughout the state of Wisconsin. So putting our kids, I'm joking, but putting
you making light of it, but
putting our kids in those situations and in that type of atmosphere, and nobody's to blame but DPI. So again, y'all, we on NPS but all the time, but maybe NPS is just the fruit that fell from the tree, and DPI is that tree.
Are you giving the benefit of the doubt to the teachers that your children encounter? And if so, why? Why are you,
What do you mean the benefit of a doubt?
I'm saying, are you going, oh, they're good, they're fine, just like the school district did. You know what, you're a good guy, this is just a one-time incident, going about your business.
There's always extenuating circumstances. Maybe this kid got a bad grade. Maybe this happened. Maybe that happened once. This happens repeatedly for 14 years?
Yeah.
Come on now.
You know what, I'm going to tell you something. There was not one teacher that I didn't, from the time he was in school till he graduated, there was not one teacher that I did not go in and meet and have a conversation with. I want to know who's around my child.
And you know what's crazy? Homer said this as many times as well, and it's one of the points that me and Homer agree on, is that parents, if you got a kid in school, you should be involved in that school.
Oh, they knew who I was.
You should be at parent-teachers conference. You shouldn't show up one day to pick them up.
Yeah.
And they like, who are you?
Exactly.
Do I know you?
Exactly. I went to every teacher he had, because you know what? I want to know, I want to feel okay. Because even, I want to feel okay that you're around my child. Because it does not, matter. It didn't matter to me whether he was a senior in high school or whether he was starting out in kindergarten. I needed to know, because sometimes our kids can't say, they can't vocalize what they're feeling. And I need to feel okay that you are around my child. I need to feel at peace, because if I don't and something goes down, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a real big problem. Y'all going to say, in the words of one of my good friends, it's a shame what happened to Bailey. She went down there and...
and in that, we've accused Bailey of being... Rhea, we've accused Bailey of being a helicopter parent. And in this case, Bailey, you're not a helicopter parent.
Hey.
You're not a hovering parent. You're not a smothering parent.
I'm just saying.
You're being a righteous parent.
You can look.
And that's okay.
Y'all can say what you want to say.
No helicopter.
But I care about mine, and I want to know. I want to make sure that he's all right. And whatever. No. I was the adult in the situation. I didn't want to go back. I never wanted to look back and say, I should have done X, Y, or Z. I should have been better, whatever. I still do that. But at the same time,
I don't live on this instance.
But the cell phone thing, I can't live on. I can't live on the cell phone incident. I can't live on the cell phone. Okay. I can't live on the cell phone incident. Okay.
We're not going to bring that up. Did you listen to say I'm not going to bring that up?
Let's go to the Truth Talking text line. Jill, you're on Truth in the Morning with Damian Ellzey and Bailey Coleman. Thanks for waiting.
Hey, you mean Al?
Okay. Al, I'm sorry, Al. Al from Sherman Park. I read it wrong. We talking about Jill.
Okay, that's okay.
Anyway.
Good morning, Bailey. Ellzey.
What's that?
So, do you remember why Jill got elected? And we kept saying, this woman is awful, even after the Milwaukee public school scandals. Do you remember why she got reelected?
I do not. Fill us in.
Because the other woman, she had some inclination towards school vouchers, and so everyone thought she was Republican. So they decided to go with Jill Underly because she was supposedly the Democrat. And I'm just looking at, y'all crazy. Y'all get what you get. But anyway, that's where we are. I just wanted to remind you all.
Oh, okay. Because we didn't want the school vouchers. All right. Thanks, Al, from Sherman Park. Okay, so it was the school vouchers.
Jill, though.
I did because I just looked at the thing real quick and I said, Jill. No, if you saw the little thing on the screen, then you would have said Jill too. I just looked at the screen real quick and said Jill, and it wasn't Jill. It was Al from Sherman Park. Anyway. I was giving it a side look because I was over here on my stoop preaching. Forgive me.
You was doing other
Forgive
things.
me, Al.
And call Al.
Yeah, you wait till you get over here in the big seat and see how easy it is. You're going to be like, okay, Bells, I'm not going to make fun of you no more.
I don't remember that election and how it all went down.
Yeah.
And that's me being a bad parent because it's public instruction and I should have been onto it. But at that point, all my kids were, going to college. But anyway, I think this is a systemic issue, and I don't care who would have been at the top.
Right.
The head of it, this would have continued.
Yeah.
Because it's like we just said, it's been going on since 2005. It's been going on for 20 years now.
Yeah.
And this article just
It may have been longer because there's not, here's the thing.
At least 20 years.
I want to say that, how far back were they investigating people, though? See, that's what I'm saying. It could be, I'm sure it's further back.
We had a teacher at Riverside.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not going to, I did it last time. I'm not going to even do that.
You're not going to put no name out there?
I'm not going to put no name.
Okay.
I didn't put a name on it last time, but you understood.
Exactly.
Those who went to Riverside understand what I'm saying. This man got divorced from his wife at the time because of the allegations that were taking place with him doing whatever he was doing, but he never stopped teaching. He was still there.
Okay, hold that thought. I want to know more about that. I want to know more about that. You got your thing. I need you to talk about that thing I gave you.
Well, what I'm saying is, let me do my read, then we'll come back.
All right.
Milwaukee, get ready for the event of the season. The Greater Milwaukee Urban League's annual Black and White Ball returns on November 1st at the Baird Center. Step onto the red carpet for glamorous photos and exclusive interviews with MC Denise Thomas, the CEO of the Effective Communication Coach. Shout out to Denise.
Shout out to Denise.
Dance the night away to national recording artist Sean Hinton. Shout out to Sean Hinton, my brother.
Yes.
Explore the Entrepreneurship Connection Gallery, celebrating Milwaukee's entrepreneurial spirit. Your ticket supports life-changing programs in employment, education, economic vibrancy throughout our community. Event chairs include former Molson Coors president and CEO, and Kevin Powell, CEO of Royal Capital. First of all, y'all, Kevin is not the CEO of Molson Coors, so if it reads that's not what it's saying. Wear your most elegant black and white attire for an unforgettable evening of style, substance, and community impact. Reserve your seats now at gmul.org. That's gmul.org. The Black and White Ball, November 1st, where Milwaukee's community leaders and business come together to build brighter futures. Greater Milwaukee Urban League, empowering communities and changing lives. And I think, in that sentence, they just didn't give the Molson Coors president and say his name, and then they said Kevin's name. Shout out to Kevin. That's my brother's father.
Okay.
So,
all right.
that's all that.
There you go. We got more coming your way. You're checking out Truth in the Morning, 101.7 The Truth.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth. Coming with straight truth.
We can do anything when it comes to being organized, when it comes to making sure that we're active, when it comes to making sure that we're holding people accountable and making sure that we get something out of the deal. Y'all don't know how to make deals. Y'all mad at Donald J. Trump because he's trying to make deals or trying to say that he's the master of the art of the deal. Well, okay, What deals is you trying to make?
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Truth Nation, you have to be there on Saturday, November 1st at Destiny Youth Plaza near North 76 and West Good Hope Road. Join Mayor Cavalier Johnson for the Milwaukee Fatherhood Summit happening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's the one-stop shop resource fair connecting families with job opportunities, child support assistance, health education, vaccination, and screenings, financial empowerment and credit repair support, legal assistance, all in one place. You can't beat that. Bring your teams to explore internships, job readiness, and mentoring opportunities that build their future. Register early. Don't wait. Everyone is welcome. Visit milwaukee.gov/fatherhood to sign up as a participant, a vendor, or volunteer. That is milwaukee.gov/fatherhood. For more information, call 414-286-0222. That is the Milwaukee Fatherhood Summit on Saturday, November 1st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Destiny Youth Plaza near North 76 and West Good Hope Road.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready to live your most radiant life? Join AARP's Luminous Life, a celebration of wellness, empowerment, and community for African American women ages 45 to 65. Discover expert tips on healthcare, hair care, and wealth building, all in one uplifting experience. Visit aarp.org/Milwaukee to register for the October 25th event in Milwaukee and shine from the inside out. Luminous Life, because every woman deserves to glow. Visit aarp.org/Milwaukee for more information today and to register today. That's aarp.org/Milwaukee.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
The Truth. Bailey Coleman, Dame Ellzey with another edition of Truth in the Morning. Dame.
I don't know about that one, Rhea. That one's kind of, that sounds like some... It got funky to us right there, but in the beginning it sounded like I was doing the rope out of that.
Okay, look.
Let's get it. Robot man. Yeah.
Dave, you crazy. You are crazy.
Robot man in the beginning.
Okay.
You see me.
Damn, you're crazy. Shout out to Rhea, our producer, taking flack from Dame.
Yeah, I'm throwing some jabs. It had to catch up on me. But I like Rhea be switching it up on us. Yeah. Every time we come back from break, she switch it up on us.
Yes.
So we were talking about DPI, and we were talking about MPS, but mostly DPI. And I was telling the story about a teacher at my school when I was in high school.
By the way, that's the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction.
Absolutely. And so I was telling the story about in my school where there was a teacher who was well known to be messing with the chicks. We even knew what type of chicks he liked. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So as they would come through, we were like, oh yeah, he gon'. And the next thing you know, they having lunch together. Like one of the earlier callers said, they're having lunch in his classroom, and he's helping her with this and helping her with that. And I'm like, yeah, we know where that's going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By the time we were seniors, we were like, yeah, we know where that's going. But when we were like sophomores or juniors, he had already gotten divorced, like I said, from his wife, and then
y'all was trying to figure out why you couldn't get the extra help, right?
Well, I didn't want the extra help, first of all. Pause. Well, whatever you talking about.
No, I'm just saying.
I did not want that help, baby, that he was giving to her.
Okay.
And so, but we knew and we understood what was going on, and if we knew and we understood as students, then the staff knew. And Department of Public Instruction, they knew. MPS knew. And so it became an issue. If somebody you have these
but
allegations,
see, here's the thing.
And nobody's investigating them, and you're just allowed to keep going, you're going to keep doing it.
Well, but here's the thing. This is what drives me nuts sometimes about different things that are wrong and nobody's saying anything. Right? You know that he's getting with the students, right? And everybody knows, right? So you say everybody in the atmosphere knows that that's happening, but no one appears to be saying anything to the people that count, that can make the change.
Everybody minding their business when they shouldn't. When their business is them kids.
Exactly. How is it that that's going on? And no one is saying, and that's why things spiral out of control.
That's exactly it.
Because nobody wants to be a snitch. Is that what it is?
Everybody's minding their business when their business should be them kids. It shouldn't matter that is your staff, faculty member. It shouldn't matter to none of that. But what we're learning is that maybe that is the way it is, in the way, because even during the Rufus King situation that we spoke about earlier, where the teacher was grooming the young men, and we were like, when that was in the moment, when that was happening, I remember saying that, why didn't the faculty say anything? Why didn't people say anything? Well, what we're learning is that when they do say something, nothing is happening to these teachers.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why you know the silence from these teachers and the faculty and the administration, is because they reported these situations before in the past, only for DPI to come through and say, well, instead of us investigating, why don't you just quit and then you'll keep your license?
Right.
So why am I going to come out as a snitch?
Or they suspend you for 5 days.
Listen.
And then you come back to work.
Like yesterday.
Yeah,
my man
like
got
yesterday.
suspended for 6 days for snatching a little girl by her hair. So we talking
back to work
about
5 days later.
We talking about it as if it's in the past, when
it's
I
currently,
forgot about that.
Yeah,
we
it's
just
currently
talked
going
about
on.
it yesterday.
We just
it's
talked
still
about it.
going on. So
Absolutely.
It's not the past. This is still going on today in public schools across this state, and schools in general across this state. So if I put myself out there as an administrator, or if I put myself out there as a staff member, and I say this person is doing X, Y, and Z, and I think he's grooming these little kids for this and that and the third, but then that person either returns back to the school or just gets moved to another school, or just you find out they're in another school district, why am I going to ruin my relationship with the other staff members and come across as a snitch?
Right.
When the person I'm trying to tell on, y'all are just helping. So
think about that.
Why am I going to do that?
Think about that.
Why am I going to? Because you know how MPS works, and this is just how MPS works, and I assume other school systems may work the same, is if you get a certain stigma attached to you.
Right.
It's hard to move up the ladder.
Right.
Because nobody wants to hire you now. Nobody wants to give you that administrative job. No principal over here wants you on their staff because you be telling on people.
Exactly.
So why am I going to risk that happening to me when Department of Public Instruction isn't following through? So if they aren't following through on these investigations, you must damn sure know they're not following through on protecting whoever dropped the dime.
Exactly.
So next time y'all wonder why nobody is talking about something that is happening in these schools, just look no further than the tree of Department of Public Instruction and see why.
Yeah, because nothing is happening.
Nothing is happening.
And what ends up happening, they kill the messenger.
We're not talking about somebody that is working in the iron industry.
Yeah.
He's doing welding.
Yeah.
He's putting together generators. He's doing something. This is somebody that we're entrusting our children to.
Exactly.
And you're allowing them to keep their license. No, they need to lose their license.
Yeah. And
they need to move to a whole different state and go through the process of getting the license maybe in that state or doing whatever. Or there needs to be a central database of teachers that like they need to have for police officers.
That's what it is.
Where if you on this list, then you can't teach nowhere for a certain amount of time or until you have done a certain amount of things to rehabilitate or change whatever you've been accused of. But then there's people like, oh, you're guilty and proven innocent. Okay, bet. Well, then stop letting them get off the hook.
Yeah.
Go through the actual process of finding out whether or not they did this.
Yeah.
And if you find out in your investigation that they didn't do this, then
okay, very good.
You.
I applaud you. Go back to work. We're sorry.
But if you find out that you did do it, they should feel all of the ramifications of that.
Yes.
There should be well, if you quit now, you'll be able to keep your license.
No, there should be none of that.
None of that.
None of that. because that it's just like you said, it's building up, and it's fostering situations where you don't hear, folks don't hear about it. You know,
and that's the thing with this is that DPI wasn't telling them. We wouldn't know about this unless this investigation took place and somebody found out that from 2018 to 2023 this was taking place.
Yeah,
and 200 people. That's just in those 5 years. 200 different people.
And imagine the people that they may not have caught.
And that's another thing this article says. The numbers are low. They could be much, much higher.
Yeah.
But in the fact that DPI doesn't release all of this information, so a lot of these people are just saying they quitting and nobody's knowing why they quitting, is because they're keeping their license and they're moving on to the next spot to do it to somebody else. A predator like that don't care about the job. Is just a means to them to do what they want to do.
Exactly. A predator. You said it right.
They got the job just so they could do the thing. It didn't happen the other way.
Right.
They got the job and now all of a sudden, oh, these kids look so good.
Exactly.
They look so pretty.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Not at all. Not at all. Whoo, dang. We got upset today.
The moral of today is black people still stay involved and black people still keep your foot to the pedal even if it's local as opposed to national. You're not in the front, but black people, you can't take your eye off the wheel.
No.
Eye off the road, hands off the wheel. I messed up the saying, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and for me, it's just all about protecting and securing our kids. That's our future. And if we don't protect them now, what's going to happen later? You know what I mean?
Facts.
So, are you back in tomorrow?
I'm back in tomorrow.
Okay, I'm definitely
really
not here tomorrow.
So it's me and Homer tomorrow. You're really not here.
I'll be back on Thursday. I think I'll be back in with Homer.
Yeah.
Shout out to Homer. So until then, y'all be back here for Dame and Homer tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. See y'all tomorrow.
All right, see y'all tomorrow.
Are you ready to level up your mindset, your money, and your future? Join Coach Erica Odom